Hello guys, and welcome back to my channel. I have decided that I wanted to do a CAS of my cat Corvette. So those of you who do not follow me on my other channel, my cat Corvette was recently put down, and I just wanted to honor her memory by making a video about her. So let's go ahead and do that. The next one is going to be me doing my sim self, and I'm going to record both of them at the same time because I'm just going to move myself into a house and into the gallery. But I want Corvette to live on forever, even if that means in sim form. So her name is Corvette. The reason she got the name Corvette was because she actually was my sister's originally. My sister wanted to give her a really cool name, and just as my sister said that, she saw a Corvette drive by, and that became her name. I got Corvette because my brother-in-law, who my sister was dating at the time, is allergic to cats, so they couldn't keep her. This is not what Corvette looked like at all. We're gonna start, I think, actually with Maine Coon, because she was part Maine Coon. So let's click on this one. Oh no, we want a tail. Okay. Let's see, that's definitely not long hair. We want, can we do, we'll start I think with this, because she had mostly black body, white paws. I'll actually have a picture up of her. But we definitely still need long fur. So let's do, actually I think that's perfect. She was a really fluffy cat. Her nickname from me, her nickname from me was Fat Cat. So her fur definitely made her look a lot fatter than she was. Actually, I think that's definitely more kind of the fur she had. Yeah, I think that's probably pretty good. She was definitely a little fat. Not a ton of muscle. So let's look at some patterns that we can do. Let's go into paint mode. So with her, we're gonna do some white because we definitely want some white. I want mirror turned off for the moment because she was asymmetrical with her milk mustache. So she kind of had it come up on her a little bit like this, and then it came down like this. And I'm gonna fix the bottom lip. So let's go to black here. We're gonna go ahead and clean this up a little bit because she didn't have, we're gonna make this brush size really tiny. She didn't really have, let's see, here, that was a little off color. So we're gonna do that. And it kind of cut off like right about there. We're gonna clean it up a little bit. There we go. I think that's about right for my girl. And then we're going to increase the brush size, and we're gonna go back to white. And then she had a white chest completely. Just like this. Let's get her on her belly here so we can color her up. She had a totally white belly, just like that. And then she was white like that. We're gonna decrease the brush size because she was a little bit white all the way up, just like this. I think she's a little too white over here. Let's increase that brush size again. There we go. Let's check. Oopsies. Let's go back to white. These weren't all that white anyway. And then we'll go back to this side too and get this side. There we go. And she didn't have any white on her leg like that, so let's get rid of that. Okay, so then let's get out of paint mode. We want to go to her eyes. Let's actually look at the whiskers. She had really long whiskers. Her nose was black. It was a little bit bigger. Actually, you know what? I think that's pretty good. Okay, eyes. She had green eyes. Really pretty green eyes. Definitely not those. I'm feeling those ones. Not liking the chin. I think I went a little high up on the chin. Go into paint mode again. And we're gonna just clean up that chin a little bit because that chin was a bit much. There we go. We do want to bring the white up just a touch on this side. Oops, mirror got turned on again. There we go. She was very asymmetrical. She had more white on one side than she had on the other. So there she is. I mean, obviously, sim pets are very easy to do. But yeah, that's my girl. All right, so let's exit paint mode, and now we're gonna go to her personality, because my cat had quite the personality. So my cat was very clever, ridiculously clever. She was so smart. She would actually oftentimes escape out of the house. Where I grew up, cats really were inside outside. But we moved to kind of a larger town, and we no longer really felt comfortable with our cats being inside and outside all the time, which she did not take well to at all. She loved being outside. And there were times where if we left windows open, she would get the screens off and escape. She always would come home. She never not came home, obviously. But she would always somehow manage to escape, and it was always very scary. The last time she did was actually here. I live just south of Minneapolis, so a very busy city, and she got out, and there was a big storm, and I went out and searching for her. It was like 11 o'clock at night when we finally realized she had escaped, and I went out searching for her in the middle of a terrible storm. I called for her. She was actually underneath our porch, and she came running, and we cuddled for like an hour after that. And she never wanted to go back outside ever again. And so that's definitely kind of the last time she ever thought about it. She always looked like she wanted to go outside. Like, I think she still enjoyed the idea of being outside and being free, but she just really wasn't much of that free spirit anymore. So those are kind of fun stories about her cleverness. She was very affectionate. I'm gonna go through them. I knew I wanted clever because she was incredibly clever, but I'm gonna go through the rest of them and kind of decide as I talk each of them out which other two we're gonna use. So she was very affectionate with me and with my mom and with my friend Shayna and my sister. But she was not affectionate to other people. She really hated other people or felt really uncomfortable around other people. But when it came to us, she was incredibly affectionate. She always needed to be touching you. She always needed to be sitting on you. She always needed to be cuddling with you. So that's definitely in the running, but she's not affectionate to other people. So I don't think that would be a good trait for the Sims. Aloof. I really don't think she was aloof, like even in the slightest. My parents' cat is very aloof. She doesn't like humans. She doesn't really care about humans. She runs from us. Corvette was never like that. Corvette always needed to be around another person. Curious. I would say she was pretty curious, but it wasn't really a standout thing. I think all cats are curious to an extent, but I don't think it was really a standout thing for her. Fluffy, she was definitely fluffy, and she would hack up hairballs a lot. So we're definitely going to pick that one because she was definitely a fluffy cat. She left hair all over the place. She would hack up hairballs on a regular basis. She was definitely a fluffy cat. Free spirit. She really wasn't much of a free spirit. Even when she would go inside and outside, she would stick around the yard and just sniff around, eat grass, hide, that kind of thing. She wouldn't really go anywhere, so I wouldn't say she was a free spirit. We had a cat once that was. Her name was Frisky. Friendly. She wasn't friendly. Like I said, she was very affectionate and friendly towards the people she cared about, which were us four. But other than that, she kind of wanted you to leave her alone. Matter of fact, she actually would randomly attack my friend Nikki when we were in high school, so definitely not a friendly cat. She really wasn't much of an active cat. She was definitely fat in her younger years, actually fat in her younger years. She was a couch potato. Glutton. This is definitely a forefront option because she, again, was very fat. Not as much of a glutton as the cat that I had as a kid, or as a teenager, kid/teenager. His name was Winter. He was a Maine Coon Siamese mix. And if he saw even just the sight of the bottom of his bowl, he would turn on the drama queen act, and he would cry and cry and cry until you basically moved the food around so he couldn't see the bottom of his dish anymore. Corvette, I don't know if she was really much of a glutton, but we'll keep this one as a possibility. Lazy, she was definitely pretty lazy. Like I said, she was pretty much a couch potato. She would rather be sitting on the couch cuddling with her humans than really doing much else. But so that's definitely an option. Mischievous, she was definitely mischievous when she was a kitten. The couch I used to have was the couch that my mom had when we lived in that kind of more expensive town. And I got them when my parents reconciled back in 2007. And so I got those couches, and there were holes, literal holes in the back of them because she had scratched them to death. So she was definitely mischievous, but that was definitely just her kitten self and not her actual like grown-up self. So I don't know if that one really counts. Playful. So I have fun stories again from her kitten years. I was a teenager. I was 15 when we got her. Well, I was almost 15. I was 14. I was almost 15 when we got her. Winter was actually still around. Matter of fact, she was the one who alerted us when Winter was sick for us to take care of him. And he didn't make it, unfortunately. The last night she saw him was that night. But when she was a kitten, it would be really funny. She and I would play tag, which was absolutely hilarious. And I wish she would have kept it up into her adult life. She was definitely playful. Even in her older age, she was definitely playful. She's got less and less playful as her diseases. She had 2 diseases. She had asthma and she had kidney failure. As those began to worsen, she became less and less playful. So that's definitely an option, but I don't know if it's enough of an option to give it to her as her final trait. Prowler, I really can't say she was much of a hunter. There was one time, one of my favorite stories to tell was when I was upstairs in my parents' unit. And I was in their kitchen, and she was living up there at the time. So when we first moved here, she decided she didn't want to live with the dog anymore. She wanted to live with my parents' other 2 cats. And she quickly became the queen of the cats. She was the leader. And she was up there, and I was up there. We were just hanging out. I think I was probably cooking lunch or something. And I saw a mouse run between us on the floor, and she looked at me, and I swear I could hear her say, "Ew, that's really gross. We eat in this kitchen. Get rid of that." So she wasn't much of a prowler. She was pretty skittish with loud things, but I think all cats really are. I don't think she was super skittish. If she was surprised, she would be pretty skittish, but I don't think she hid pretty frequently, but I don't think she had all these really specific hiding spots, and every time I found one, she'd find a new one. But so I don't know, maybe that's a good option. Spoiled. Oh my gosh, I did. I spoiled my cat. I still disciplined her when I needed to, but I don't think that's a personality trait. She actually wasn't very talkative. So the only time she would meow was in the middle of the night when she'd be carrying around her toys, because she'd pick up her toys and just walk around the house, and she would let out this weird, like, low-pitched, very guttural meow. I called it her growl meow because that's what it sounded like. It was like, and it scared me the first few times I heard it because I thought she was in pain. I thought she was dying. It's the only time she'd ever meow. Like, even if she got into trouble, she would move her mouth like she was meowing, but no sound would actually come out of her mouth. So definitely not talkative. Territorial. This is actually the one I might choose, just because, again, she was very friendly with me. She was very friendly with my mom. She was very friendly with my friend Shayna, and she was very friendly with my sister. But my sister's kids, my brother-in-law, even my own father, she just did not like them at all. Any friend that came over, she would tolerate. She would let them pet her on her terms, but she was very, very territorial of her house, and if she didn't like you, she'd let you know it. So I think that's the one I'm going to pick. Yeah, that's Corvette. So there we have it. There's my girl, my Corvette. Let me know in the comments below a pet that you guys have had, and show me some pets that you've made in The Sims if you guys have made Sim pets. And next time we're going to turn this guy into me. So that's going to be fun. I'll see you guys all next time. Bye.